Hello everybody. So I'm going to check on the carbonation of this kombucha, which has been in its second fermentation, been bottled for a few days now, and I can see the lids bulging on a couple of these, so I think we're going to have some pretty good carbonation. Should get a nice loud fizzy popping sound when we open it up. And I bottled it back on the 12th. Today is the 19th, so it's been this is the 17th, so it's been 5 days that these have been in their second carbonation. I checked one after 3 days, and it made a little bit of a sound, but it could clearly do more carbonating. So at this point, we're going to open up each of these, but I'm going to have to do it over by a sink. Definitely, I recommend opening these by a sink, and don't just take the cap all the way off. They're probably going to have some good carbonation. I did test one before this, and I did the mango ginger cayenne with lemon. And that one was very, very carbonated. So we're going to open up these other ones and take a look. Okay, so the first bottle that I'm going to open up is the watermelon ginger lemon. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera, but you can see there's a very slight bulge in the lid. Definitely more pronounced on some of the others, but let's crack this one and see what the carbonation looks like. Makes a good sound. You can really see, I'd say that's perfectly carbonated. So I'm going to put this in the fridge. Okay, mango nectarine. So this one you can actually see on the top. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little bit more swollen to me, it looks like. So I think this one's going to have a lot of carbonation. Whew. I had to put the lid back on that one. You can see. I'm not even going to open this mouth. I'm going to put this one in the fridge to settle. Putting them into the fridge will help the carbonation go back down, and when you open them up, you're not going to have this same level of fizziness. But this one, extremely carbonated. So the mango nectarine, it must have more sugar in it than the watermelon. And you can see the carbonation coming up, so looks very good. We got a couple different levels of carbonation. The ones with mango and nectarine definitely were the most carbonated by far. And then as far as the watermelon ones, they were all, I would actually say, probably the perfect level for what most people are looking for. One of them was a little bit less, but I'm actually interested to see if I can even tell which one is less carbonated when I drink it. So these are all going to go in the fridge and wait so that the carbonation can go down. And then we'll have the most exciting part coming up, which will, of course, be tasting them. Okay, so today we're going to do the tasting. And I'll admit, there's only 3 bottles here because I got really excited when it was first ready and I actually already drank 4 of the bottles. But I do still have 1 of each flavor here. So I'm going to open them up and show you what they sound like, go through the tasting. And really that's the best part of your kombucha when you brew it at home, is you actually get to finally go through and have all this really delicious kombucha. So I have 1 that's been sitting out at room temperature and 2 that have been in the fridge. So when I did first open them, a couple of them were very carbonated, especially the mango lemonade one, the mango with nectarine. That one, when I opened it, and we'll see if it does it now, had a lot of carbonation. Same with the cayenne mango lemon. But the watermelon ones didn't have as much carbonation, so I still drank 2 of those, but I took 1 out and put it back on just the counter to see if it would carbonate a little bit more. So I haven't actually tried to open this one, so maybe I'll start there with the watermelon ginger lemon. So I'm just going to add a couple ice cubes to the glass because this one's been sitting out at room temperature, and we'll give this one a try. So I'll see if you can hear or see anything as far as the sound. So this one, oh my goodness, this one has carbonated a lot more. So good lesson to learn here. This was an experiment. If you put your kombucha into the fridge and you take it out and it's not very carbonated and you want a little bit more carbonation, you can just go ahead, take that bottle back out of the fridge, and you can put it onto a shelf or onto the cupboard or wherever you keep it, just at room temperature, and it will carbonate more. So that's great to know for next time, because the other watermelon ones were not as carbonated as this one. So watermelon ginger lemon. Really good. It's really surprising because the watermelon itself tastes a lot more like watermelon candy. My girlfriend and I were talking about this than you really think. A lot of times you think watermelon candy kind of has an artificial flavor, but this kombucha almost has a watermelon candy taste to it. And that one was just from the actual juice of a watermelon, so I juiced the watermelon. I'm just going to rinse my glass out. Now we'll open up the next one here. So next we'll try the mango nectarine and see how that one's doing. So this one has been in the fridge and it's cold. When you put your kombucha back into the fridge, it will help reduce the carbonation. So this one had been sitting at room temperature. If I'd put that in the fridge, it would have been a little less carbonated. So I'm just gonna crack this one. You can hear there was some carbonation, but you can see the bubbles, but it's not as carbonated. Now this one, I have whole chunks of fruit in here. So this one has pieces of mango and nectarine in there. And even though it didn't sound it, this one is more carbonated than the watermelon. So again, when you put it into the fridge, it will reduce the amount of bubbles that actually come out when you crack the bottle. This one does have quite good carbonation. It's also really interesting what happens with the texture of the fruit if you do put it in whole pieces. I kind of like it because the kombucha itself, whatever bacteria and cultures are in there, it must be breaking down the fruit, and the fruit gets quite tender. So now we're going to go on to the last one I have here, which is cayenne mango lemon. So this one was by far the most carbonated when I first opened the bottles. So this one's been in the fridge as well, but I have a feeling this one, and I've already drank some of it, will be quite carbonated still. And you can really hear, even after sitting in the fridge, this one very carbonated. I also got a little carried away when I put the cayenne into this one, because originally I had 2 cayenne bottles when I was bottling it, but I ran out of kombucha, so I just combined it all into one bottle. So there's a lot of cayenne in here, but I do like them quite spicy. Oh, it's got a lot of cayenne pepper. Taste the mango, really carbonated. This is a really good one. I think out of all of them, after letting the mango or the watermelon one carbonate further on the counter, it's gotten better, but I would still say I like the cayenne mango the best, and I like the mango nectarine probably the second most. So, you know what? It's time for you guys to start your batch of kombucha at home. Go out, get a plain bottle of GTs, pour it in, get some sweetened tea, and start your first batch. It's really simple. You can go check out the other videos for how to do that if you want a step-by-step process. Those will be linked down below in the video. And we'll see it again when I have my next batch ready to bottle. I've started 2 more gallons that are brewing away on their first fermentation, and I'm excited to go through the process again and see if I can do things even better the next time around.